me length and I seen how much I'm
It's your
tripping.
girl. Ooh, it's your girl. It's your girl. Welcome back. It's been a long time. Boy, it's been a minute since I dropped the podcast. It's been a week. I feel like y'all been missing. We ain't got it yet. But I'm glad y'all pulled back up on us. I got a special guest today. A big time guest. Somebody who I know most of y'all gonna know. Because if you know me, you know my cuz. Welcome to Christian, a.k.a. CRob, to the We Ain't Got It Yet podcast. Hold on, one of these buttons on this thing when I figure out how to work it, I'll hit you with that applause.
all these colorful buttons and stuff
one
y'all
of
got
them little
down here.
applause, but we ain't gonna push it because I ain't gonna know how to cut it off.
Y'all ain't playing around.
Yeah.
It's 3 cameras in here, 2 microphones, gadgets and gadgets in the background.
And everybody getting put to work when they come to the podcast room.
Got E in the background. He ain't playing around.
My boy management, he pulled up talking about he ain't working. He been working nonstop since he got here.
Hey, talking about I'm not coming to do no work.
My boy been working.
I got you.
Everybody got to put in to get in.
You got to put something in. You got to bring something to the table.
Grind advance. Got to do something.
At all times. It don't matter what walk of life you come from. As long as you got to grind about yourself, you can advance and do whatever.
On baby.
Real talk.
Remember when we used to say that all the time?
Real talk.
On baby. Who came up with that?
I don't even know.
I don't know where we got that from.
It's a slogan, whatever you want to call it, that we'll go by forever.
Forever. Yeah. All right, man. Cook, I don't tell them. You tell them about our relationship, and then I come up on the back end. Talk about you and me before we get into just you. How I know you?
Man, honestly, it was it was 10th grade summer, so I was going into 11th grade year. I was transferring to Monticello. Like, it was summer workouts and stuff like that. I was trying to come in and get intertwined with the team and stuff like that. Knew it was a couple guys down there that I needed to build a relationship with, stuff like that. And man, I got a cousin by the name of Aint Riley.
Yeah.
That basically my blood cousin, my blood brother. I lived with him for a period of time, and it was a time that we was at his uncle's house, and like, I don't know if you dropped us off or what it was. I just know we was at the high school, like hooping one day, like after y'all had that good season that year when Chelsea was still there, and we was outside arguing, debating about something. I don't know if it was like LeBron or Kobe. It was something that we was arguing about, but man, I just remember me like what you was saying, like. I'm like, man, I don't know who that girl is, because at the time you was a girl. I was like, man, I don't know who that girl is. Like, man, she intelligent in the mug. Like, bro, she wasn't going. You know what I mean? Like, majority of the time, like when it's
ain't never going.
male and female, you know, a lot of times, like, I ain't trying to get into all of that, but females usually kind of surrender or whatever, but you was not going. I'm like
10 toes down behind what I believe in. I'll argue with the world.
I don't know who that is, but man, I want to hang out with her again. It was one day we was talking on Twitter, and I was like, "Where you at?" He was like, "I'm at the house." I asked Manny. I was like, "Where Aaron stay?" Right down the street. Man, we walked
literally like 3 houses down.
Yes, and we walked to your house, and that's the end. That's the start of the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been kicking it ever since.
Man. Ever since. This been my H-Bone Coon. So, all right, man, break down the people, man, because we done set the stage for how we done linked up. Break down the people on who Christian is. Who is CRob?
Man, CRob is nothing but Christian Robertson. First, the C in CRob is Christian. The Rob is the first 3 letters of my last name, Robertson. Man, I'm just a hardworking servant down here on earth right now, while the Lord giving me time to do what I do on earth.
Praise him, E. That's real though, man. Like, that's real.
Man, I'm just honestly, like, I'm simple, dog. Like, I literally live by grinding in advance. Like, every day I wake up, man, I'm thinking about how I can better myself, how I can better my family, how I can better my inner circle. Um, Man, how I can enhance like where my feet at. Right now, I'm assistant coach at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff.
The yard. Shout out to the yard, baby.
So every day, like I'm just constantly trying to figure out how I can get to the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Like going down this journey that I'm going down, and people that I ain't encountered. I ain't encountered someone that like told me that I need to get to the best version of myself. When you get to the best version of yourself, Christian, like you're gonna be very dynamic in this society. So that's what I'm striving for every day, man. I'm just a hardworking, very self-driven dude that's trying to get to a level of eliteness so I can enhance my community, enhance the society, enhance my family, enhance myself. Simple as that. I ain't really just. I really don't have too many things. Like that's me in a nutshell, man. I'm a hard-working, dedicated dude. I live by the grind and advance motto, lifestyle, and I'm trying to get to an elite version of myself so I can enhance everything around me. Honestly,
Facts. I'm gonna tell you something, bro, and I ain't even told Rudy this, but I'm gonna tell you, we used to kick it like every day during the summer. Every single day, and we'll get to that too. But we used to go to church.
Yeah.
we used to. I'll talk about every day. Sundays, we pulling up the church. We going to church, bro. Hey, you ready for church, bro? Yeah. Come slide. I'm gonna pick you up. And I don't know if you remember this, but we was up in church one day, and they was in there. They were praising. It was crazy. You know, everybody. The spirit was moving. And Cuz looked at me and said, "Man, we gotta keep going to church, man. Shit, somebody gotta make it to heaven. Shit."
Well, hey, somebody got to go. Hey, I want all of us to go.
Dude said it gonna be too hot in hell, man.
Hey, I want all of us to go, but if you don't wanna get down with the get down,
everybody ain't gonna make it.
Everybody ain't gonna make it. Hey, I hope all of us make it though. I want all of us to go through them heaven gates.
Everybody ain't gonna
past Judgment Day. That's what I want. But at the end of the day, we all have a decision to make, including myself, because I'm just not a saint. I'm not a saint by any means at all. Facts. But I also know it's on when Judgment Day comes, it's only gonna be two options: heaven or hell.
It's gonna be two options.
It's only gonna be two options.
Yeah.
You either gonna get to come in the gates or
that's all it. You either gonna hear "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Like you just said, you a servant here.
We down here serving every day. We are down here to serve and our purpose. Yeah.
Talk about that. Let's go ahead and get into the people, man. You got Grind and Advance on your chest. And I don't even really think I done, use this platform too much to like tell them about Goated. But talk about that. What's your purpose? Tell me how you moving.
Man, right now, like I told y'all, I'm assistant coach at UAPB, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. But I also started a business, Grind and Advance, of innovative lifestyle geared to enhance sports, fashion, lifestyle, through community outreach. Man, we have camps, we have tournaments, we have educational programs, something that we'll also get in this podcast that me and you have already done.
Yeah.
We had an educational think tank at our alma mater, UAPB. Man, we just honestly, like, I'm just always thinking of innovative ideas to enhance my community, and Grind and Advance is one of the things that I was able to. I'm honestly one of the founders of Grind and Advance. I'm not the only founder. I was kind of the face. I was the face of the brand. I came up with some ideas of the brand, the business, some of the business ideas, some of the ideas and stuff that we've came up with. I've kind of been the front runner of that. And like, I don't really just want to like say too much like what I've done with Grind and Advance, but
because it really ain't about you. You've been doing a good job of using that platform to put on, help people.
Like, man, it's a lot of dudes. I'll just say, like, right now, like, we just gonna just say E.
Yeah.
Like, I want y'all to do y'all research to figure out like who he is. But man, he's a guy that, man, I met probably 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, that that has came in and helped me, been one of my business partners. Kind of stayed on me, gave me constructive criticism to make sure I'm doing what I'm doing. Or shoot, whatever that we ain't talked about, that the business is going in the route that it's supposed to be going in. Man, and along with a couple others. But honestly, right now, like, we're kind of rebranding and getting stuff back in order how we wanted to. Cause with me coaching at UAPB, we had to like go a different route. I know like with some articles and stuff that we posted, it's kind of like went down like the kind of recruiting route, and like with me being a coach right now, I can't really do that. So I went in a rebuilding, like rebranding phase kind of right now, kind of figuring out like how we gonna go about stuff. But that's honestly what I got going on, man. Helping guys in the sports industry from a wide spectrum, honestly.
And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, because I used to work with Grinding Advance, and Grinding Advance taught me how to grind in advance. Yeah. Like literally, the meeting and taking like your business concept, putting it together, getting the right people within the realm, and then just grind. Mm-hmm. I really learned that from being a part of Grinding Advance for the time that I was. And then when I decided that, hey, I love this, but I have a different passion or a different purpose, and I wanted to spill over more into student athlete. Mm-hmm. And focusing on how like the educational service that you could provide to kids, teaching them about like how important the ACT is, giving them like NCAA compliance lessons, teaching them about different things. And right now, the way that things have changed for student athletes, it's a whole nother market that Goated can be getting into. But Goated was created after leaving Grinding Advance, and Goated, if you don't know, it's the thing. It's kind of like my platform that I've used, obviously, to help student athletes. And the entire goal is teaching student athletes how to use sports as a vehicle to success. Because at the end of the day, the ball's gonna stop dribbling.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, you can't go out there. I mean, we can go hoop, bust some ass, bust some folks up.
Even the best hoopers in the world, like
they gonna stop hooping.
They gotta stop.
D-Wade don't hoop no more. Yeah, the ball stops. You know, so you have to be able to leverage what you get through that sport. That can maybe education, that may be networking, and so many other opportunities that you get. There's so much you have to like take heed into, because it's more than just putting that ball in that net or making that touchdown or hitting that home run or whatever sport that look like. Mm-hmm. And my purpose and my passion is all about educationally teaching people how to succeed and finding like you said, the greatest version of themselves. Mm-hmm. So GOATED literally stands for greater opportunities for athletes to thrive through education. Mm-hmm. And that's how I came up with that. And then, like, once we start linking together, because obviously, even though I wanted to do something a little different, we still partnered. Grinding Advance and GOATED, got together and put on the sports panel at UAPB. Mm-hmm. And I thought we did an amazing job with that. Yeah. We had first of all, it was an all-women sports panel.
No one has done that still to this day. And
nobody.
Like, 4 years ago?
Man, it's been longer than that. It's been longer than that, man. Ago? I think that was in 2019.
Yeah, no one has done that still to this day. Like not anything close to it.
Facts.
And like we're talking about GOATED and the reason why you did, like why you started GOATED. And we're talking about like the basketball at some point is gonna stop bouncing, or the ball, or you're not gonna be able to catch your next pass, or you're not gonna be able to hit that next volleyball or hit that ball in the put. Like, you know what I mean? So at some point, man, you're gonna have to. You might not even have to walk away from the sport particular, but like it's another phase of life that you're gonna have to go down. You know what I mean? Like
people don't understand that people who play sports, once they're not able to be in that room anymore, they have to try to figure out their identity sometimes.
And it takes some time too.
Yeah. It take a long time for some people. Look at like parents trying to live through their sports life to their kid. Yeah. So it take a long time to disassociate your complete identity with, I'm a basketball player, or I'm this or I'm that. And, to what you said, I really focus on teaching them how to be the best versions of themselves, because basketball or sports or whatever that may be is something that you do. It's not just who you are. Yeah. It's a part of you. And it can always be a part of you, but you can't always associate that as like the only thing that you do. Because that's what a lot of young athletes do. When they get injured and know they can't play the sport anymore, they don't know life. Yeah. And they get depressed. They fall down the drain. They don't know where they gonna go from here, what kind of jobs. They ain't even been taking the classroom serious. So how I'm gonna get a job? Now I gotta go back to my hometown. I'm in my hometown. Now I'm washed up. People, saying what they saying. What I'm gonna go do? Work at Piggly Wiggly? You gotta kind of look at that's real. That's real talk, E. That's real talk, E.
Hey, I'm Northside till I die. But at the end of the day, I was born in Monticello, Arkansas. 870 stand up. You know
Bingo,
what I'm saying?
Baby.
CR stand up, baby. I'm gonna always represent.
Yeah,
I'm a Northside hen for sure. But I'm out of the way of Monticello also. You know what I mean? But back on a serious note, man, you brought up that depression. You brought up the depression, man. Like literally after my college tenure was over, and this is another story for another day about how my senior year went, but I literally went through a year of depression.
I never knew that.
Almost like, what? You can ask Morgan. Man, we could call Morgan right now.
I ain't calling you a liar.
I'm not saying
that
at all, but I literally went through a year of depression. Like, because all my life, from the first time my daddy asked me what I wanted to do when I grew up, I want to be a professional basketball player.
And you had the opportunity to do that too. You went overseas.
I made it happen for sure. But honestly, depression was a part of what drove me to go overseas. Cause honestly, me and Reggie, we had got the gym, we had the grind house. Grinding events was flourishing. We had ended up having a bubble challenge a little bit later on in the summer. Like I said, we had the grind house. I was training some high level athletes. I had enough clients to pay all my bills and live comfortable, honestly, as an entrepreneur, just working for myself. But man, going through training, going to the gym every day, constantly figuring out how I'm gonna pay the rent for the gym space that we was using. Man, coming up with different training philosophies and stuff like that, training schemes, talking with parents and nurturing them relationships. And it just got kind of draining. I was blessed for sure and still love training, still do it to this day. But I just felt like, how am I training these athletes if I gave up on my dream? I didn't go to them camps. I didn't, whatever I had to do, because what I had to do, I had to pay. I paid for 2 camps. I paid for 2 exposure camps. I went to the One Motor Sports camp over at Hoop Life, actually the same place where I had the Bubble Challenge at. And then I went to a Eurobasket camp. That's what essentially gave me my contract to go to Armenia. And basically, after paying for both of them camps, that was around $600. Paid for $175 for an airplane ticket to go to Atlanta. So we around about $875, something like that. That's almost a rack. Just to make my dream happen, because my senior year didn't happen the way I wanted it to. Missed a lot of games. So, man, my whole life I had put my eggs in one basket. Like what they always say, don't put your eggs in one basket. But I was so headstrong and always just so driven. Like I told y'all, living by the grind and advance motto and lifestyle, I'm gonna make it happen no matter what. Man, I was down. I was making plenty bread. I was living good. Everything was cool. But I just felt like I gave up on myself. I was telling athletes or the clients that I was working with basically a false story for real. I'm not practicing what I teach basically. I'm telling y'all one thing, but I'm not going out and doing the same thing, you know what I mean? I'm telling y'all, bro, keep showing up to the gym, keep being consistent. bro, you just keep showing up, bro. I don't know what day it's gonna be. I don't know how many weeks, how many months, how many years it's gonna take, bro. But if you keep showing up, bro, you gonna get there. And like I wasn't doing it. Like so one day, like I went to my big brother and I told him like, hey bro, like I'm finna get this thing like one more shot. I'm finna get this thing one more shot. And a lot of people told me that I was making the wrong decision because I was walking away from having my own establishment, my own gym. I was 24 at the time. Like, it's not a lot of 24-year-olds that have their own gym. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so I had to just jump out on faith because I had to make it happen. Like, I had to be able to tell my daddy, who I told when I think I was like 6th grade when he asked me what I wanted to do, that I told you that I was gonna be a pro. I told you I was gonna be a pro, and then when I made it happen, I only played pro for 1 year. Had a very successful rookie season. Averaged 24.5 points a game. Won Armenian A-League championship. Got to play in the Euro League. Turned down 2 contracts. Tripled my salary. But I just felt like I had accomplished everything I wanted to do. I wanted to be a Division I player, and I wanted to be a pro. And I wanted to tell my daddy, I told you so. And honestly, like, when I became a pro, I signed my first contract. I ain't even, like, I had kind of, like, matured at the time. Like, I always wanted to prove my daddy wrong, but I knew my daddy always wanted the best for me at the same time, too. So, like, when I called my daddy, I just told him that I did it. I always told myself, like, when I became a pro, I was going to tell my daddy that I told you so. But, man, just going through life and going through different trials and tribulations, man, different, like, relationships and stuff like that, I'm like, man, bro, my daddy don't want to hear that. That ain't what you want to tell your daddy. Because at the end of the day, like you proud, your daddy proud, like, don't even, like, ruin it. You know what I mean?
Ruin that moment with that.
Yeah, don't even ruin that moment.
So let me ask you this on another tip. As your dad, you know, he may have said something. I don't even really remember the conversation too much. Is it like coming from you? But like he was like hard on you, like, nah, you ain't gonna make pro. Was it like that? Or was it like, hey man, it's gonna be tough to make pro? Was it kind of discouraging, but you always use that? Because I know you too.
Yeah.
Cause you remember the conversation you said about my mom, when they say things to you that it almost seemed like they don't believe in you, that make you go harder. So can you say that was the same type of feeling you had with your dad?
Nah. Yeah, like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I always been kind of, like, hesitant to tell people this, but
hey man, it's the pie. We ain't got it yet, but we gonna get it. You gotta keep the buck on this one, baby.
Nah, like honestly, cause you know what I mean. I'm a dog. Like, I want everybody to know I'm a dog. Like, I ain't going on some crazy stuff. One thing I don't think y'all know this. Some people that see this podcast probably down the line or whatever. Like, when I was a little kid, my nickname was Gutter, cause I was like a real, like, rugged gutter kid. Like, man, it don't matter. Whatever you throw at me, like, it don't matter, bro. Like, I just always had that kind of, like, mentality about myself. I don't know if that just, like, I don't know where it come from for real. My dad was real hard on me too, but, man, honestly, like, with my dad, I was a better football player than I was basketball player. Yeah. Anybody that really know me, like, know that football that's something that I ain't had to work on, nothing like that.
Just naturally just go out there.
All my friends played basketball. One of my best friends growing up, still to this day, I won't just talk every day, nothing like that, but like we locked in. Anton Beer, he was like top 20 like our whole life. Like, he a legend to this day.
Facts. Ton that guy, man. He gave him buckets this summer. At Hall, he gave him buckets.
Yeah, nah. Tom was like my best friend growing up. We from the same city. His dad was my trainer. And like
Butter.
Yeah, Butter.
Butter OG in the city, man.
Nah, OG.
A legend.
OG. And like, I just always, like, all my friends played basketball. My AAU team growing up, 4th, 5th grade, like, we was real good. Shout out Coach Khan, RIP Coach Khan. He the one that started me playing basketball. And like, my dad, like, even though like we was always gone every weekend, gone like different states and stuff like that, like, my dad basically told me that I was gonna be a better football player than I was basketball player, because my dad played football. All my family played football, and for some reason, I don't know why it hurt me, but it hurt me at the time. Like when he told me, I was kind of young. It was like around like 5th, 6th grade, something like that. But it just kind of hurt me because I spent all my time like working. I'm talking about, I got crazy stories of how hard I worked in basketball.
So you basically taking that as in like,
like dang, daddy, like you supposed to be my dad, like.
And then on top of that, all this work I'm putting into it, and you telling me it ain't gonna matter for nothing.
Yeah, it was like I just always felt like I was chasing a carrot. Like I'd be working hard, and he'd be saying like I'm not working hard enough, or like I'm not gonna take you serious until you work harder. Or I'm like, dang, like you don't see me doing all this.
Facts.
That's really all it was, and. Man, I jumped off the ledge, like jumped off the porch with it. I quit football and told my daddy, "Hey, watch what I do,"
and did it. So let me ask you this though. As we talk about this, it's gonna be a lot of different people who resonate with this episode because all of us, that was like what we wanted to do as a kid. Everybody want to be a hoop star or whatever sport that looked like. Everybody want to go pro. And you was able to actually make that happen. So what can you say, if you had to come down to it, what has basketball done for you?
Shoot, everything. Basketball has done wonders in my life, honestly. It's super easy to tell this story too, because like I told you, RIP Coach Khan, he was the person. So I used to go to the North Little Rock Boys Club. It's closed down now. So when my mom was at work or whatever, like she dropped me off at the boys club early in the morning. And just one day I was at the boys club and Coach Khan came in. He was kind of young. I don't know how old he was, but Coach Khan came in and I was shooting on one end. And Coach Khan came in and he was like, hey, man. And then look, the crazy thing is, our players at PB, that's honestly where I get, hey, man. Like, if you ever heard me say, hey, man, he might have probably heard me say, hey, man. Hey, man, came from Coach Khan because that's how he used to talk to us. Like, hey, man, come here. Hey, man. Like, so one day he came to the boys club. I was down there shooting. He came, hey, man, hey, come here. So I come over there, sir. He was like, you want to play on my team? You play basketball? I was like, I ain't never been on no team. Yes, sir, I want to play. Coach Khan took us to Springdale, Arkansas. That was my first time that I could remember being outside of Arkansas, like outside of Little Rock, outside of North Little Rock. And we stayed in the hotel. This was my first time staying in the hotel with just my peers, people that was my age, people that was just like me. I remember coming back home on Sunday and he dropping me off at my mama's house because I rode up there with him. Yeah. My parents didn't go. And I remember coming home and I'm like, yeah. I enjoyed this past weekend. I was horrible. Like my friends know, the people that's gonna see that, y'all know I was trash. 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, whatever time it was when we was the Arkansas Horse, y'all know I was just on the team because I could run fast and I could play defense. Y'all know that. I'm not finna get in front of these cameras and lie. So at this time,
gotta keep it a buck.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000 all the way through. So I just remember, I'm like, I want to keep on doing this. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed just being around the fellas. I don't even think we won a tournament. But, man, that same year we went to, like, Orlando. We went to North Carolina. We went to Houston, Texas. We went to Dallas. And that was the first time I was young. Like, I was, like, 5th grade. You know what I mean? Like, I have never been to all these different places, stayed in these hotels, being outside my environment and my community that I had gotten accustomed to. Like,
that's what people don't realize. Like, sports introduces you to so much. The first time that I really like got to go out and like see a new world was through sports. Hanging out with different people, they families become your family. They start taking you different places. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget. I started going to Razorback games because a girl that was on my basketball team, she was white. We got really close and her daddy like had that bread. I want to say they had like season tickets or something. And they used to take me to Razorback games because I was just hanging out with them. Mm-hmm. Got the UAPB, played a season. We was trash. Decided I still want to be a part of basketball. Managed for Coach Ivory. And Coach Ivory took me to Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sports puts you in a different space where you meet so many different people. You get to visit so many different cultures. And that's what people don't really understand. It ain't always about, okay, your kid going and dominating and being great, because that's great too, because we want you to be able to go to college and play ball, or maybe provide for your family, like going to pro or whatever that looks like. Mm-hmm. But sports teaches kids so much, man, that they'll never get anywhere else. And then having a great coach in your life, it's like having another parent.
Like,
imagine the coaches' houses you done been around, like their kids, you grew up, their kids hanging with their families, and them really like looking after you all through sports.
Like, I can literally remember I don't even know the word,
influential.
That word right there, I can't get it out right now, y'all. That word right there, though,
influential,
had a great impact in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember all their names off the top of my head. That was how I told y'all how I was able to see literally almost. I haven't been to all the states in America, but I've been to majority of them. And that was because of basketball. Man, that's how college was paid for. That's how I was able to travel abroad. That's how I was able to go overseas.
Got your passport because of
you know what I mean?
Basic needs we ain't never got, but you
all
had
these
to have
different
them.
all these different crazy shoes and gear, and that was because of basketball. Like,
yeah, man. The sport has done a ton for us, man, and I don't think people really realize they got to start taking a step back from like just because first of all, be competitive, teach your kid competitiveness, but speak to your kids more than just about X's and O's and winning games. Mm-hmm. It's so much more that you can get out of the sport. Yeah. But we'll say that for another day. So what was it like growing up in Little Rock, bro? And then like you came down to Southeast Arkansas. What was that culture? What really was a culture shock, because you were born in Monticello, moved up to Little Rock, and then you came back home. You were 11th grade year. What was that like transition like for you? Because things were completely different than what they are in Little Rock.
Yeah. So for a long period of my time, so from when 1 year old to I was in the 7th grade, I lived in North Little Rock. For a lot of people that don't know, that's not from Arkansas, not from the metropolitan, a lot of people try to say that North Little Rock and Little Rock is the same thing. It's not.
It's definitely not. Two different type of Negroes.
Yeah, like it's a whole river that separates Little Rock and North Little Rock. Man, it's times you can be on the north side and you never even cross the bridge and go to Little Rock, and vice versa. You can be in Little Rock and never cross the bridge and go to the north side. Baby. Yeah, so but North Little Rock and Little Rock, it's kind of like, as far as like city life compared to country life, is basically kind of the same. In the city is oversaturated with killers and dogs, dudes that train every day, that mold their minds, that like their parents mold their minds and their bodies from birth, like from knee high, playing in tighty tot leagues, that like, this is what you gonna do. Like, this is how you gonna make it out. Like, this is how you gonna go to college. Like, all this stuff.
And provide them to major access to different resources, too, to be successful. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest difference to me from, like, being up here in the Little Rock area, the greater Little Rock area, because when I say that, I mean Conway. I mean all these major areas up here. But then when you come to Southeast Arkansas, the resources are not equitable compared to what we have here. So when you say that, I don't think people realize that Little Rock, Southeast Arkansas, we got some great athletes, but it's incomparable to the preparation that they have put in. Yeah. When they meet up, it's completely different.
Cause it's a whole system. Like in the city, and we're just talking about Little Rock, North Little Rock right now, but the city can be anywhere. It doesn't matter. Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, St. Louis, East St. Louis, Memphis. Like, it's all the same, honestly. But man, in the city, the platforms are way bigger. You have dudes on Twitter. You got dudes on social media platforms that have engagement from following that dudes in the country opposed to dudes in the country don't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which is how Grinding the Vans came about, right? Trying to help broaden that spectrum.
Yeah, that's exactly how Grinding the Vans came about, because no one in Arkansas was providing a platform where they were hitting it from all angles.
Yeah.
With all the things that Grinding Vans provides. But the thing, like, with being from the city and being from the country, is just the platform that you play on. Man, you might play, like, city teams, and it don't even matter if they play on a shoe sponsor team or they play on an independent team. Those teams are playing in tournaments that bring them exposure that they wouldn't get
anywhere else.
You know what I mean? Anywhere else. Country teams playing in local tournaments, playing in non-certified, NCAA certified tournaments where coaches are not even going to be able to come to because it's not certified.
It's not certified.
Like, it's just the whole system. How you post on social media,
Facts.
What you post, man, who, like, your inner circle, your network. How strong is their network? Like, do they really know that person? Like, can they really make a call and plug you in? Can they really, like, you know what I mean? Can they really get you in on the visit? Yeah. Is it a real visit? Do you have a real offer?
Was this training even legit? For me, because, bro, I don't even know if you know this, but I only played AAU one summer. Yeah. It was my 10th grade summer going into my 11th grade year, and I played on a Adidas team. I played for New Life. And a lot of the kids from Hall was on that team. Hall ended up winning a state championship their senior year. But it was
that was T-Scaife down?
Yeah. No, T-Scaife wasn't on our team.
No, I'm talking about Hall team.
Yeah, that team. Yeah. Kanisha, a whole bunch of Tanner, all of them different people. So, man, as I bring that up, that level of training and competition that I got, because in Southeast Arkansas, bro, we were so dominant. There was no team in Southeast Arkansas that was even near us outside of Watson Chapel. Watson Chapel was some dogs outside of them. And we used to go tit for tat with them.
Shout out Coach Brown down there at Watson Chapel right now.
Coach Bird. Coach Bird ain't even there no more, bro. You know she retired?
No, Coach Brown down there right now.
Who was that?
He was at Pine Bluff.
Oh, yes, the new dude. I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah, he cool. Okay. He cool.
No. Yeah, shout out to Coach Bird. We shout out to Coach Bird.
Yeah, he gonna
Coach Bird built that up there. She is the staple of Watson Chapel. She just retired, but I hope he can continue the legacy.
Nah, he gonna do it. Yeah. They good right now. I don't know what their record is, but I think they good right now.
Yeah. They so back to that, the competition that I got in practice, I literally came back a whole different player, because even in practice, bro, I was like 6 foot 220, 240. Ain't none of my teammates at that size could even, like, compete with me. Yeah. There's nothing that they're going to do to make me better in the paint. So I literally, we had kids from North Little Rock on that team. I had to compete all summer long. And then my coaches were, like, from different spaces. I don't know if you know Bobby Mullins. He was from Southwest Arkansas. Nevada. He was coaching Nevada. He got a couple championships there.
I don't know them folk.
Yeah, he a dog, though.
I don't know who them
so
folks
him.
is.
I know you know Dave.
Your track record ain't good enough.
Don't disrespect. Don't ever disrespect my dog.
I don't know. I don't know.
You ain't gotta know him.
Sit up here.
You ain't gotta know him. But he got championships. What you got?
Just what you say. We don't lie on the podcast.
Championships.
You say we don't lie on the podcast.
Put some respect on my boy name.
You say we don't lie on the podcast.
We ain't gotta lie. We ain't gotta lie, but we ain't gonna do no disrespect.
Who?
This boy done win a shout out of Brown. Who is this man? Who he done won?
He the head coach.
What he done won? He ain't won shit. The man didn't talk about the lady with the championship. He done brought up a dude who just got there, though,
He the one that's gonna carry He the one that's
what that did piss me off.
She mad at me because
I ain't mad.
I know who I know and she know who she know.
I ain't mad.
I don't know who that is.
I'm just giving you. I gave you my guy background because it was relevant to my story.
Where Nevada
He
is?
starts shouting
Where
out
Nevada
Coach
is?
Brown.
Where
Nigga, who is that? Who is the Coach Brown and how is that relevant to what we talking about right now? Back to what we discussing. Dave was at Hall, then he had got the job at Mary, and I don't even think he's there no more. Big Dave a dog, they couldn't handle him up there. But yeah, man, the training that I got really like set me apart.
I'm gonna take a break.
Nevada.
I'm listening.
Nevada is what I said. Put some respect on Nevada County. I don't know, you need to look it up. They got chips. They got chips. You need to look it up. That's all I'm saying. If you don't know, you need to. Moving on.
If y'all can't hear me, it's all right. I'm taking a water break.
Moving on. We did a bit up in 40 minutes now. We need to introduce this guy. I think this is the perfect time to give you guys an update about the We Ain't Got It Yet podcast. Christian, a.k.a. CRob, is going to be
That's
a co-host on the podcast, baby.
That is me,
Welcome,
baby.
my guy. Drop some off in the comments. Tell them some things that you want to hear from him. Let us know if you're enjoying us this far. But yeah, we're going to be locking in a lot more.
Let's do it. True to it, not new to it, baby. I go to sleep with my shoes tied. I got bands on, though.
This man.
Woo! Let's do it.
It's gonna be great, y'all. It's gonna be great. So let's get ready to wrap up. We're gonna start wrapping up. We this podcast, we're not gonna do X.
I feel like Stephen A. Smith. I feel like Stephen A. Smith. Shay or something. OJ, Chad Ocho Cinco or something. I'm ready to rumble with the best of them. They ain't gave me a mic and I'm gonna use it.
Alright.
I'm ready to do something.
Are you ready for the Q&A session?
I'm ready for whatever y'all ready for.
Let's get to it. Alright, so let's do a little bit more background with you and I, just to prep our viewers, our fans, people who have really been locked in with the podcast a lot. You getting new introduced, so we need to, show them us.
Yeah.
When was the moment where you was like, yeah, me and E gonna make a great team?
Man, honestly, like from the beginning, when I first met you, when I first moved down to Monticello, and my cousin, Aint Riley, he introduced us, and we had our first debate. I can't remember what we debated.
Our first argument.
Yeah, our first argument. And
I can't remember what it was about either.
It went so well. I know that might sound kind of toxic, but it went so well. Like the dialogue was just so crazy, man. The type of information that we was exchanging amongst each other was just very high level.
Diverse.
Yeah, it was diverse and high level.
Perspectives were respected.
Yeah, like it was very high level, man, and like minds think alike. So I had to associate. I had to associate myself with you. You know what I mean? Like,
and we've been kind of locked in ever since.
Yeah, we've been locked in ever since.
Yeah.
Coming up with different ideas, and
I'm gonna tell you what my moment was. We used to, like I said, we used to spend every day together that summer after that. We used to literally wake up in the morning, go work out.
Got to have it.
Eat. Go to my crib. Everybody be in my crib taking a nap. Mm-hmm. Wake up, go hoop. Mm-hmm. Go hoop at the church. Finish hooping at the church. Go to my one of my best friend crib, go swimming. Mm-hmm. And we literally replicated that every day. Day.
Consistency.
And what it was for me is even when we had hard conversations, we can go argue on here. And it ain't gonna change how we move with each other.
No.
And then also, I don't respect a lot of people. Cause I don't respect their grind and I don't respect they don't have a passion for anything. You was one of the dudes early on for me where I was like, oh, I respected him. Mm-hmm. Because you had your own train of thought, you like challenges, you didn't have your mind made up. You wasn't really, you could tell you want to grow. Mm-hmm. And then for me, the final like cherry on top became when you got on my ass one time. And you was eating me up and it was about working out. Mm-hmm. I was lazy. It was about working out, and you was telling me, man, you better get Chelsea now gone. Yeah. Chelsea now gone. It's your team now. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna work out. You can't do this. Look at you can't dribble. Yada. Yeah. And I'm taking it and I'm eating it, and that's who he is. That's who he is, and people don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
And you had to make me see myself.
Yeah.
I had to see myself like I'm inadequate to be able to lead this team.
Yeah.
I'm not a complete player. I don't have all the skills, and I've never became a complete player because by the time you came down and you start telling people you ain't even working out, we literally used to, in the town, used to wake up, go to practice, do whatever we need to do in the summertime, and then that was it. Might go hoop at the park or something like that, but I felt like, bro, I don't know if anybody else has ever told you this, but you and your mindset coming to the town, bro, you completely set the stage for them boys to win that chip when they did. because you taught people how to work out, you taught people how to grind. All that shit talking, that made people tough and made them see, oh man, they start believing in themselves. We wasn't on that level of excellence or trying to reach it, because we weren't excellent, but trying to reach that level of excellence until you came around.
Yeah.
And when you checked me, I was like, oh yeah, we gonna be straight. We gonna be straight. I like this dude right here. So that's what it was for me.
Yeah, on some crazy stuff, like to kind of piggyback off what you talking about, like I can't even really like give credit to myself, honestly, like for that. Like I honestly like I kind of used like kind of be kind of quiet back in the day. Like I was always a quiet killer. Like I told y'all, like my nickname back in the day, like when I was a little kid, was Gutter, cause like just how I went about stuff. But I was always like quiet about it. But man, I met a man by the name of Solomon Bozeman.
Solo,
yeah, I met Solo. I was in the 8th grade. It was like 8th grade summer going to 9th grade, and he became my trainer. And from the first day I ever worked with him, like he pushed me harder than any other coach, any other trainer that I ever been. Any type of workout. And it wasn't even really about like the workout being hard. It was about like what he told me. Like after the workout, he was like, he asked me where I wanted to go to college at. I told him, and then he told me how hard it was gonna be and what I had to do to get there. And man, that like Solo picked me up from school Monday through Friday, even on Saturdays. He either picked me up from school Monday through Friday or came to my dad's house and picked me up on Saturdays and took me to the gym. And he was always like super adamant about like pumping confidence in me. But the way he pumped confidence in me wasn't always like nice. Like he'll tell me like, man, you ain't got it, or like you don't want to go to the gym today. You don't want to get it in. Like, man, it's somebody working right now. Like, so. And he was just so consistent with it. It started 5 days a week. Then it went to 6 days a week. And it was like 320 days. Like it was like a long period of time. So one thing I always remember, like I figured out his tactics. A lot of people that know me and know Solo, like a lot of people kind of say like we act alike. I don't know if it was because I was just around him so much or like I'm a Virgo and he's something. His birthday like December. His birthday December the 12th, I think.
He is Sagittarius.
Yeah, Sagittarius. They say we compatible or we can like we. Yeah. My birthday. Y'all know how that stuff go. I just got into Zodiac signs.
Zodiac.
Hey. Zodiac.
That's signs. Getting clipped, bro. Zodiac.
Hey, I just got into them Zodiac signs and how the moon and the stars align and all that.
I'm a Scorpio. That's why we be going tit for tat all the time.
I don't know what that means.
You look it up.
I barely know what a Virgo means. I just realized I was a Virgo. But
it gives that too.
We probably gonna clip that part out, but
no, I ain't.
Nah, but man, I honestly credit a lot of my my confidence, man, and like how I go about like giving people constructive criticism from Solo, man.
All right.
He still getting on the nigga ass to this day.
To this day. I gotta edit it. All right.
Please don't have me on camera saying that.
What's one thing you know we gonna bump heads about on here?
Money. Huh?
What? Dude, I always see dude play too much, man. What's one thing you know we gonna bump heads about on here?
One thing I think we're gonna bump heads about.
If you was to say anything, it could be anything. Literally, cause we gonna beef about whatever it is. We both strong will.
Yeah, we gonna beef every other day. Every other day. We up at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, talking on the phone.
In the morning, finna start arguing.
We just gonna one day we gonna wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Hey, one person gonna go to bed unhappy, gonna wake up the next day, know they gonna have to get on the phone, so they gonna have an attitude. You know what I mean? Like it gonna be stuff like that. We really don't. Them little debates and stuff. That's natural. I debate with everybody. We ain't gonna have no problem.
So if you could select one thing,
get to this manyan.
If you could select one thing that you think our
Subscribe,
listeners,
like, and share, please.
can you chill out so I can clip this, bro? If you could select one thing that you think our followers, our fans, our viewers would like about our duo, what do you think it would be?
Man, it's gonna be the realness, like the realness and the truthfulness. Man, this not just something that we just trying to do to get attention and get some likes and shares and comments. We would like y'all to do so for sure to get our reach and engagement out to other people that might not know about us in different cities, states, and countries. But man, we're gonna really put our best foot forward and gathering information and content and different news. Keeping y'all updated and being consistent and going back and forth and debating and getting into them constructive conversations that we're going to have. And like we said, every day not going to be a easy conversation because it might be something that I agree upon that you don't agree upon or vice versa.
Facts.
But we're going to be putting our best foot forward down and making sure that we getting the information and the news and etc. out to the people. And that's how I know that we're going to flourish because we both have a passion in helping our community and helping our people, helping our family. And that's what we're going to be using this platform to do.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, final Q&A. If our podcast dynamic was a superhero duo, who you think it would be?
I told you what I thought. Batman is the best superhero ever created on any it don't matter what Cartoon Network that it is, it's Batman. So the only person that can go with Batman is Robin. I know you don't want to be Catwoman, so I'm saying Batman and Robin. We are humans with superpowers. Don't let that go over y'all head. I know you over there confused.
Nah, I ain't confused. I really think that Batman and Robin is like one of the greatest duos known in the history of man.
Who?
Batman and Robin are one of the greatest duos known to the history of man.
Jerry is not a.
They ain't no superhero duo. We want superhero duo. Chill out, bro. Don't touch nothing down there. I need to add that. I need to add that.
Tom and Jerry.
I would say I got two. At first, I was thinking Black Panther and Okoye. You know, she the bald head warrior lady. First, I was thinking Black Panther and Okoye. I was thinking that's nice. But then I got to thinking, bro, like we really goofy. We really goofy, but we really get stuff done, and it be just like different things going on. So then I started thinking about Star-Lord and Gamora off of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We probably more like Star-Lord and Gamora. No cap. First of all, you probably ain't even watched the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. That's why he over there doing all that, bro. All he do is go to the gym, hoop, and work out, and I love that about him, but I want him to learn some more pop culture things, man. God, substance. Because
I don't know who Makula could get.
Gamora
And who else?
and Star-Lord. I done already told him who it was. Go watch it or something.
What is this?
Star-Lord is like very,
watch that type of
dude is
stuff.
like very
I watch
charismatic.
documentaries
He's
and
adventurous. He has a great spirit. And then Gamora is like super solid, but she fierce and she got like, I think Doug like represent our relationship, who we are, a lot more than Batman and Robin.
Well, I'm gonna have to go back and watch
Don't gotta go check
Galaxy.
it out. I'm telling you, bro, you Star-Lord, bro.
Whatever
Just
y'all
goofy.
said.
Goofy, but gonna get it done.
I'm gonna have to go watch Gorilla.
Dude, play so much. All right, bro. Let's wrap this episode up, man. You on here playing with these folks' time at this point.
I don't know who them folks is. That's the thing.
Why would you say that to our people?
Gorilla?
Oh, I thought you was talking about you don't know who they is. You ain't gotta know who the viewers is.
No.
Oh, okay.
I know a couple of the viewers.
Okay, cool. Moving on. We finna shut this down. As you can see, he gonna play too much all year long. All right. So with that being said, I gotta teach you what we do, cause we gonna keep this.
We ain't got it yet,
but we gonna get it. But that ain't what I'm talking about. See, he don't know enough of what's going on, so he can follow.
I'm just excited.
What we do now
ready to work.
Is we do the weekly heat, and when we do the weekly heat, we got a little dance we do with our fingers. All right. So when I say 1, 2, 3, we say weekly heat. Weekly heat. You got it?
All right.
All right, here we go.
So you're going to say weekly heat.
Yeah, you got to say it too. You got to say it too.
Weekly heat.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. You got to get good at it or you can't host,
How many times do I say it?
We said it 3 times.
Weekly heat. Weekly heat. Weekly heat.
Yeah, there you go. That was good.
Scratch it.
No, we keeping it.
No, I'm saying like after I said it.
Oh, okay, yeah, Ian. Cut. Beep. Beep. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Weekly heat. Weekly heat. Weekly heat. We actually supposed to say it twice, but I had to give you an extra one.
You said 3.
I know, because we need you to practice well. You got to get good at that.
So
People
really
like
2.
that.
It's
really 2.
Weekly heat. Weekly heat.
That's it. Bingo. All right, here we go.
All right, bet.
The weekly heat is something like advice. It's something that I give our viewers to get through the week till they get to the next podcast. All right. And this week's weekly heat is this year move with so much faith and audacity that miracles and blessings become inevitable. So as you move throughout this year, I know the year just started, man, move with some audacity. Walk in that room like you belong. Show up at your best and act like you deserve it. And I'm guaranteed it's going to happen, bro.
Straight like that. Show up and show out.
Straight like that. Like, subscribe, follow, all the things. We'll see you next week.
This life's been a struggle, I'm still out here milking. Cause I be damned if I don't get it for my children's children. And that's real.